everybody, it's Amy from Amy J's Creations. I'm back and it hasn't been a full month. I looked, it's only been 29 days. This is Flosstube 52. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, I will first start off by saying I don't have a whole lot of stitching to show you. I was doing a lot of projects. Not all of them were cross-stitching projects. Some of them were cross-stitching adjacent. So, for example, I showed you last time I had that giant bag full of all those floss in floss away bags that my mom had given me, and I went through all of them, organized them. They are all now in my floss bobbins. Obviously I did not bobbinate every single number, but a skein. Oh my gosh, I couldn't think of the word. I didn't bobbinate every single skein, but I put all the ones that were already bobbinated, I put them in order so that all the numbers are together. I kept some of them separate because some of them are older DMC and the color has slightly changed, although DMC is really good about keeping the same color for a very long time. Occasionally adjustments are made, and so those colors have changed a little bit, but they're all in my floss boxes over there. That was a huge project. It took a couple of weeks. I also have been working on my daughter's quilt. I only have one. It's the swoon quilt that I had to take completely apart because the black background fabric that I had used for all the blocks was shredding. Please let this be a lesson to you that if you are going to quilt, spend the money on good quilt fabric. Good quality fabric. My husband said to me, wouldn't this have been easier if you had just started over and did the whole quilt all over again? And I said, yes, it would have been easier. It would have been faster. It would have been less work. However, these fabrics that she chose, I do not have any more of them. And she specifically wanted these exact colors. So I had to carefully take apart all the little bits and pieces and redo. Anyway, but it's almost done. It's almost done, hallelujah. One last block to go, and then I just have to sew on the sashing, and then the border, and then quilt it. So, but the resewing of it is almost done, so I've been working a lot on that. But my children, my two daughters, have both had a lot of dentist appointments lately. It's a whole thing. And so I had some cross-stitching time when I would go to those appointments. So the first thing I wanted to do, I know I said last time that I was going to try to work on my haunted library and get it finished. I don't know if you can tell, but I did not add one single stitch. Not one. Because I was looking through my new magazine and I saw these adorable little jack-o'-lantern faces in a garland. Now I don't want them as a garland. I want them as ornaments. But I needed them and I wanted to start them. And they looked pretty easy and I thought they could go pretty fast and it would be a good thing to take when I was going to all these appointments, because I knew they were happening, because it's all black. And, you know, there's no, I don't need to switch a bunch of colors like I do with the haunted library. But of course, first I had to get some orange fabric. Now I have a lot of fabric. I have 2 drawers full of absolutely beautiful fabric, but I did not have any that was a beautiful orange. But you know what I did have? You know what I did have? I had the leftover dyes that I used to dye my daughter's fandom cross stitch, that beautiful rainbow. So I took some of the orange and with a dash of red to make sure it was really nice orange. And look at that great orange that I got. Isn't that fun? I am so happy with how that came out. And so I did the 4 faces. Now, 4 faces you're saying, because in the magazine, there's only 3 faces. How'd you do that? Well, I wanted 4 ornaments. And so what I did is this 4th guy, I used the mouth from this face, and I used the eyes from this face, and the nose from this face with a slight change. I didn't give it the indent, I just made it straight across. And that's how I got my 4 different, and I should have ironed this, but oh well, my 4 different jack-o'-lantern faces. Now they're not finished into ornaments yet, but the cross stitching was done, and that's what I'm very happy about. So that was super fun. And it was the perfect project to take and work on at all of those dentist appointments. Then I started, and in fact, they were so fast that I had more dentist appointments than I did cross stitch. So I started another new project because now we were getting close to it was November, like Halloween was kind of over, and November was here, and so I wanted to work on my pilgrims. So I started my pilgrims, and I got really, really far. Of course, I did it on 32 count vintage country mocha. Oh wow, yeah, that vintage country mocha, that looks awesome. Hey, Amy, isn't that the backside? Because what did I do? I started my pilgrim man on the wrong side of the vintage country mocha. The uncolored, the undyed side. But you know what? By the time I figured that out, I was so into the pilgrim that I was like, there is no way I'm pulling this all out and starting over. I'm just leaving it on the undyed side. And it looks like I just have his gun left and a bit of blue. I'm very, very happy. And I will say, I had none of the called for colors. So I pulled out what the DMC colors were and then looked through what fancy floss, variegated floss I did have. Some of it was DMC. The black is DMC. The beard is DMC. And the blue is from Color Fever from Francisca here in Switzerland. And then the white or the cream and the browns are Classic Colorworks colors. And I am very, very happy with them. And I knew that I was cutting it close on the one Classic Colorworks for his coat. And so rather than do each individual X like I did up here in the hat, with his beard and with his coat, I did one half of the X all the way across and then went back the other half. So that, because it used less thread that way. You still get the variegation. You still see that richness of color, but it's not quite as stark as if I had done each X individually. And I'm very happy with how that came out. I'm really pleased. He's super cute. I will have to order more of this brown to finish his wife next, before next Thanksgiving. But I have enough of everything else. And, yeah, he turned out super cute. The called for is a 28 count fabric, and I used a 32 count because that's what I had, and I didn't care if they were smaller. I will still make them into stand-ups. They just didn't need to be quite so big. So this is, it's about the size of my hand, and I'm happy with that. He's going to be cute, and I already know right where I'm going to display them. And then the other stitching I did was I added beads to my snowman that I stitched on the plane going to and from America in October. So let me pull that out. Here we go. So I got all the beads on the hat and on the wreath finished. And then I got a bunch of beads on his scarf and the two little hearts here. Of course, all the rest is these white beads, and of course then his arms and his eyes and nose. But I got quite a bit of the beading done. I was very happy with that. Where did I do this stitching, you might ask? Because when I was at home, I was either organizing floss or sewing on my daughter's quilt. Well, there was a stitch meetup in Stuttgart at the Zweigart factory, organized by Rebecca and Stitchy Ina, both on Instagram. And there ended up being about between 26 and 30 ladies, and we all got together. We met at the factory on Friday, stitched from the morning when they opened at 10 until they kicked us out at 5:30. And then we went out to dinner together at this Chinese buffet that was absolutely delicious. And then the next day, Saturday, we went shopping at a couple German-only stores. They're kind of like a dollar store, but really fun and great deals. I did a bunch of Christmas shopping for my kids, and I got a few crafty things, which I will show you later. And then we met up at a little cafe that gave us like this side room. It was like their winter garden area. So it was indoors, covered, warm, lots of great light for stitching, but separated from the whole rest of the restaurant, so we could talk and laugh and be loud and silly, and it didn't bother anybody. And we were there for quite a while. I left at 4. Most people, our reservation I think was at 1:00. I left at 4. Several people were still there. I don't know how late they stayed, but quite a bit later than that. And it was very lovely. We will definitely go there again. The people were great. We had delicious club sandwiches for lunch, and then their bakery. Oh my gosh, I had this Snickers cake that was so good. I ended up only being able to eat part of it because it was so rich, and I brought it home for my family, and they also just thought it was really delicious. Being with those ladies was just so lovely, so fun. And some of them I had seen before, I already knew from other meetups, and there were a few new ones, and it was just lovely. I wish we all lived close enough that we could get together once every month even. That would be so lovely. But I have to be thankful for these 2-a-year meetups. And then I saw a lot of them at Stitch Basel. And then next year, Claire from Floss Chronicles, she's kind of got something in the works. She's hoping to organize a bigger gathering in Stuttgart, and I've offered my services to help her with that, and I hope that works out. So then that would be 3 times next year I get to see all these ladies, because they are awesome. They are great souls. And a few of them brought presents. So I'm going to show you my presents. One came in this beautiful snowflake bag. This was from Beata. And it's these Christmas floss drops with this old world Santa. And then check out this floss bling. This gorgeous Santa. Basically, it's the same Santa, but turned into this beautiful little cabochon. And then this cute little Santa carrying a tree. And when I first saw these, I looked at my table mates and I said, this is too nice. This is too nice a gift to be handing out to 26 women, a lot of whom you don't know. Like, I'm not that nice. So, thank you again. That was really wonderful and sweet. And I know exactly what project I'm going to use it with, and I will show you that when I get to my future plans. And then Rebecca, who organized the whole thing, she made these little stitch counters and brought one, and we could choose. And so I chose this glittery one because I love anything with a good glitter. I sadly cannot remember who gave this. It was a bag of tea with this cute owl needle minder. Look how cute that owl is. Then Yvonne passed out in this cute little bag more floss drops, which I have some others of her floss drops that I'm using. And then it had this adorable little cupcake needle minder. There were different ones, and I chose the cupcake because I love that. Lady who I knew from Stitch Basel, and I've met her before, and she's super awesome and nice. She brought these little angels, and I can't remember her name, gosh darn it. And I really wish I could, and I'm so sorry. And then Saskia, she brought her fiance, who was a very nice man. And it was very fun to meet him. And she brought these little metallic needle holders. And so on the back, she had these little needle minders. And I chose the owl because I was happy to get 2 owls. My grandmother, my mom's mom, had an owl collection. She had a thing for owls. Now, I don't want a whole bunch of owls, but a couple to remember her is kind of fun. And then I flipped it over and saw that she had this little phoenix carved out. Hold on a second. This is upside down. Let me go. There you go. This phoenix carved out, and she had done the wax, she'd colored the mold and put all this stuff on it. Well, the color of this was it was like an orange and it was pretty. But then I saw that she had other colors and I went, hold on, Saskia. And she is so nice. She let me be so, impertinent, I guess, to go dig through and find the box that I wanted that had a color that I really, really like because I love purple and turquoise. And then I switched the needle minder that was on that one and put it on my box so I could have my needle minder, my owl needle minder with this color of the wax. Thank you, Saskia. So that was very, very fun and nice. Unexpected. I had planned, I had hoped to bring things, but life just got too much. And, sometimes things just have to give. So I couldn't do that. But I hope to go there again. Or I hope next time that we get together to be better prepared to bring gifts for these ladies because they are deserving of lots of free stuff because they're so awesome. Anyway, so before I left, my husband said to me, you're not going to buy anything, right? And I was like, no. I have my 2 drawers full of fabric and then they are full and I've got no room for more fabric. I'm not buying anything. I lied. When I got there, I had to go to the bathroom, and as I was walking past, they had this table set near there with they sell quilting fabric too, okay? And so and it was this thing full of like all these different Christmas panels. And so I go over, because I'm always, up for a good Christmas panel. My pile just knocked over. And I was like, and I saw these things, and I picked it up, and I realized it was not just a Christmas panel. No. It was a panel that was an advent calendar that you could sew. Look at that. So it comes with these instructions on how you fold to make little pockets. You put the ornaments on the side. See, look, you cut these out and it makes double-sided ornaments. And then down here, it has the bag material down here for this bag that you can sew to put all the ornaments in. And it was just too cute, and so I had to get it, especially because it was such a great deal. This one, where's the price? It was like let's see here, €9 for all this fabric, the giant pattern for this adorable advent calendar. But I couldn't decide which one I wanted because there were so many different ones. So I picked up a second one. Let me show you this one. And all the sewing instructions are included on the side of the fabric. So that's great. So this one is adorable Santa with all his reindeer. And then it has these cute little pockets with the instructions. So you kind of sew that up. So you they end up being get sewn like this so that it makes pockets for you to put the little treats and prizes in, surprises for the grandkids for an advent calendar. And that one, because it's smaller, that was only €7. And it was really pretty. And then I saw this other one, and I couldn't decide which was the cutest, so I had to buy all 3. And it's Santa's little workshop. Look at all the elves busily working. It's a whole house. And see how there's all those little numbered things? So then at the bottom are all the little pockets again that you cut out and sew onto the coordinating pocket up here to make it so that you can have all the little pockets to hide the adorable little candies or a little small present in as an advent calendar in Santa's workshop. So dang cute. And I was so happy with those. And I was like, you know what? Okay, I bought some fabric, but it's like they're advent calendars. It's not just quilt fabric, because heaven knows I don't need quilt fabric, right? And so I was feeling really proud of myself. And I was like, Amy, you did good. You did good. And then I walked past this table and I saw this fat quarter bundle. 18 fat quarters for only €35. And look how beautifully coordinated they are. And I saw in Stitchy Mommy's video that she had made a couple of project bags with this and like a project mat, traveling mat that she takes with her, and it was absolutely beautiful and all coordinated. And I love these pinks and I love these blues, and the greens are so pretty, and it's so feminine and happy and girly and beautiful. And so yeah, that came home with me. And then I was like, okay, but you know, that's all I'm getting. I don't need any cross stitch fabric. And then Claire from Floss Chronicles says, hey Amy, did you see the bargain corner? And I was like, what do you mean? Schnäppchen Ecke, bargain corner, what are you talking about? She's like, oh, they have all this fabric that they like messed up a little bit, so they're selling it for half price. And I went, oh, dang it. So first I walk over and I see this is a fat quarter 32 count of this beautiful fabric. And apparently the dots are not exactly perfect. Whoop-de freaking do. I don't care. It's in the background. So got that for half price. And then there were the bolts and bolts and bolts of fabric in all different counts. Even weaves, Aida, linens. And I got a little bit of a few of them. So this one, this like tealish green, look at that. Oh my gosh. I swear I remember somebody's prom dress in high school being this exact color. This is a misprint, okay? A misdye. They were trying to get a different color. So this color will never exist again in the history of Zweigart. And so of course, I think it's beautiful and I had to get some. So I got a half a yard of that, half a meter actually. And then there was this fabric. It's like this orangey brownish yellow with opalescent in it. And my friend, Francisca from Color Fever, she does not have a Flosstube, but she sells on Etsy. She has a shop and she's on Instagram. She is making this mandala on there that is absolutely gorgeous on this very similar fabric. Of course, hers is the not messed up one and mine is the messed up one. But it's got turquoise, it's got black, it's got red, it's got white, it's got like 2 other colors, and they all look fabulous on this fabric. You wouldn't think of this as a neutral. It's a neutral. Everything looks great on it. So I had to get a half a meter of that. And then I saw this Aida that's like this minty, sea foamy, blue, green, pale with opalescent sparkle in there. Do I know what I'm going to put on this? Not a clue. Did I have to have it because it was just so freaking beautiful? You betcha. So for a person who wasn't going to buy anything, I came home with quite a bit. But like, it was the bargain corner. I had to. I paid full price for nothing, which is very awesome. And then the second day, like I said, we went shopping at these little stores and went to the bakery. And so at one store, I bought a whole bunch of Christmas presents for my children, but I didn't find too much crafty stuff. But at the second store, I found another one of these houses. I have 2 now. So one is going to be painted to be a Halloween house, and I think one is going to be painted to be a Christmassy house. And then everybody has been turning these jewelry boxes into like a traveling kit to like hold all their stitch stuff. But for me, that doesn't really fit my style. They're like more bulky than what I take with me now when I go traveling. And so I didn't necessarily want one of those, even though I think they're absolutely adorable. I was like, practically, I'm not going to use them. But then I saw this little tray and I was like, this I would use at my house or even bring with me because it's smaller. And I want to find a cute cross-stitch design to put down in here. And then I can just have a tray to hold all my bits and bobs. So they're not kind of laying all over everywhere. So I can carry this with me. So this made me happy. And I picked that up. And like I said, several Christmas presents for my children. I will be back. Not until after Christmas, however. I will film during the week between Christmas and New Year's. One of the things I'm going to have to do, because I literally have no more room in my drawers for all of this new fabric that I've bought, I'm going to have to kit up a whole bunch of new projects to kind of get the fabric from out of storage and being used. One of them that I already have kitted up, And I have the fabric chosen. I will show you now. This is Celtic Christmas by Lavender and Lace. I am going to put it on this Zweigart fabric. It's like I think it's a raw linen, but with that gold pearlescent in it. Absolutely beautiful. From my mother's, some of what my mother gave me, I have some of the beads, and I have all of the thread, and I even have this beautiful diamond stuff. I just need a couple more of the beads, but I can get that started. And yeah, I'm gonna have to go through and kit up a few more projects. I don't normally like to have a whole bunch of stuff kitted out because then it makes me feel like I have to start them. But then I realized I have so many things that I want to finish. I might as well kit them up, because if I don't kit them up, I can't start them. And if I can't start them, they're never going to get done, right? So I think this year I was really good about really trying to limit how much I started. And I think next year I'm going to go hog wild, and then that means that the year after I'm going to very limit my starts to finish everything up. And that just seems to be my personal cycle, is start a bunch of stuff, then start almost nothing and finish it all, and then start a bunch of stuff and then start nothing and finish all those previous ones. That just seems to work for me the best. Having, 40 to 50 whips constantly at a time freaks me out, but being completely monogamous is not my style anymore, although it used to be. Yeah, so I'm ready to start the wave of lots and lots of new starts. And honestly, mostly I'm just doing it because I gotta make room. I gotta make room for all my new fabric. Yeah, so that is me. I had a great Thanksgiving with my family. I hope you did too. It was lovely. We still have a bit of pie left, so that's fun. We didn't celebrate on Thanksgiving exactly. This is Monday, and we celebrated on Saturday because my husband had to work. My son had to work and go to school. He teaches a class at the university and is getting his master's. And my daughter also had school, so we just did it on Saturday. But it was lovely Thanksgiving. And we're looking forward to Christmas. And I hope you all have a lovely holiday season, whatever your beliefs and whatever you celebrate. I hope it's a great time where you can focus on family and good friends and what matters most. And I will see you again in a month. Bye for now.